virtual confessions. So, have you ever been to a Catholic church?
I'm so in.
Yeah, they have confessionals, right?
Yep.
And we can.
Does this exist? This must exist. It's too good to not exist.
It's great.
Welcome to Idea Drop, the show where we discuss why you should move on from what you're doing now and the greener pastures that are probably going to screw you next.
That is kind of real, actually. Yeah, I don't know.
But there is hope.
I don't know. Do you know a single entrepreneur that started a business and like, yep, I hit it, I mailed it,
I do.
We're good. First time?
Yep.
No.
Yeah. His name's Luke. And he started a company a platform for raising money for nonprofits. And people can contribute. You know, these things that go viral, like you donate, like one of those. So he was a co-founder in that. And it just worked. It just went really viral. And at like early 20s, he just got a big exit. Yep.
Well, screw you, Luke. I hate that.
Sometimes you just hit it. So
yeah, that's true. I did not hit it.
You can't win if you don't try.
That is true. Do we have any mailbag? I know we do.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. I can't get on the Instagram for some reason.
Okay, let me read this mailbag to you. Mailbag today is from Elise Myers. And Elise says, no, she posted about milking oats. I'm pretty sure you aired that first. Elise, come on the podcast and settle this.
I did, actually.
I need you to settle this, Elise. Is it your idea or was it Dustin's idea?
I called it, we'll milk it. And I just remember laughing as I was talking about it. Yeah, just ship it in.
I'm not sure how that makes money, and you're both wrong.
It doesn't make money, but it hits virality. Virality can make money. It's like, it's the Paris Hilton effect. You didn't bring anything of value, but still you've created value.
Yeah, I just am mostly just trying to get Elise on the podcast.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that. You have been mentioning some interesting tactics, and this is interesting for me because I have no idea. How do you want to get an influencer on the podcast?
So I didn't know what an influencer was like yesterday, and then obviously that's a thing, and people have blue check marks or whatever, and then I've never cared, and I don't care, but now I do care now. I've converted to caring. And the reason why is because we're investing time and money into this. And so now, okay, I care. And let's do it well and let's give the people what they want. So my wife's best friend freaked out when, Miss E, it commented on one of our posts, and it was just a comment. And I didn't understand why she was freaking out. And then I watched some of the videos, and I think Elise has ADHD and is brilliant. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I think yep. Anyways, so I kept laughing and scrolling and doom scrolling on the content. And now I get why Molly was freaking out, because it's brilliant content and she's very good on the spot. So perfect we got 4 chairs somebody else can join us too that day, but it's just a direct flight. Okay,
I want to think of some creative ways to get her on there. I have an idea for a creative way.
Yeah, how would you do it?
You mentioned a landing page.
She doesn't know us, but she will.
She doesn't. This is weird, but this is kind of fun. Let's create a landing page with a petition, and the petition is have Elise Myers on the Idea Drop podcast, and it's just clicks and people who click on it. And so it's just a constantly growing petition.
I like that. I have a software engineering team. We can boost the numbers if it's failing.
Yeah, and we can stream it too. We can do a fully live stream from our thing, and it's just the stream of the.
We just put it on that while we're recording. Yeah,
we should be doing that.
Just a little tally that's going up.
Let's do that for next week. Yeah,
just little hearts floating, right?
This is terrible.
No, that's great. It's great.
It's peer pressure in the best way. We could also we could start with, let's say we start with $10,000, and with each day that she doesn't accept it, the number goes down. And so
for her,
yeah.
Like we'll pay you $10,000.
Yeah, but the numbers of social peer pressure is going up and up and up until it's just.
And do the people get $1 when they vote it up?
Yeah, so the money doesn't go.
It's hard to administer.
Yeah, that'd be really hard to distribute the money.
But that would be a great idea.
That's really fun.
So people are claiming the money and voting it up, and she's getting less.
She's getting.
I don't want to pay her. I want her to go viral because she uses our camera people, our production crew. Again, biggest video ever, Elise. We'll make it happen. You can have 15 clips from one episode.
15.
It's
my
true.
Gosh. And all 15 will go viral.
It'd be so rapid fire.
But she's already viral. What can we give her that?
But she has to spend full-time work every week to do that. So this is like Nah, do it in 90 minutes.
But we're asking her to fly out. That's like at least a 3-day commitment.
She can have a cocktail on the flight over. She can stay at whatever hotel she wants. That's like a walk in the park. That's just fun.
Walk in the
it's
park.
a vacation.
We can. So we'll fly
The
out the
mountain
whole.
town.
You and your spouse. No pressure.
Yep.
Does she have children?
I have no idea.
Her.
Do you got kids? And I don't know. She probably
There are ways
have a
to
family.
cross these hurdles. That's for sure. Any other weird ideas to get her out?
No. Let's just make a domain for this. We'll just buy the domain
Elise on ideadrop.com.
On ideadrop.com. Yep.
I think I kind of want to do this actually.
Yeah.
Okay. What are we covering today?
No, I really do have a mailbag. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So the mailbag is from Ryan Schroeder, and I told him he won the meritocracy of ideas this week.
Oh, nice.
There were several, and he wins. You're gonna love this.
Okay.
An idea I had was an app that was a centralized place to hold money for bets between friends. Grammar's hard.
Oh.
Essentially, you would both be prompted with a Venmo or Cash App like screen where you would send the money to a request and the money would be held like an escrow service until a certain time. And then you could enter in who won the money, paid out in direct deposit or ACH, blah, blah, blah. Great for fantasy football, friends who make bets in different cities, friends who actually don't trust each other, friends who actually do trust each other. Just have more fun with bets. And probably the way you'd monetize this is take like a tiny transaction fee.
Yeah, extremely
which you're already
small.
going to have to do to pay Visa or whatever for ACH.
Yeah.
So you're already going to have to do it.
Okay.
You might as well just add a few.
Okay, instantly, this will work, but it's only going to work if you have venture capital at the beginning because you have to grow really fast.
You got to do a J-dip.
Yeah. You have to do a J-dip, and you have to grow extremely fast because the second it starts working, then Cash App and Venmo and everybody else is going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's a really good idea.
But you could capture a lot of fun, interesting bet like loyalty. Like you could be fun with the brand and differentiate from the more transactional Venmo types. Definitely don't do this idea unless you have either lots of time to burn and you can build it yourself and you just test it, but not expect it to grow because marketing would be very expensive for this.
Yeah.
Or if you have a viral referral idea of like how are people going to referral grow this for free? Because if you have to pay for ads or pay for attention, it's going to be too costly. Dude, if you have a couple $1 million for marketing, then you could do it.
This is such a bummer because it would for sure work if you had the money to do it.
Yeah, I think the app could be built for about $50K and you need a $2 million marketing budget to just start. And so it'd be a while to see a return on that. Anyways, loved that idea. I honestly want to use this. There are compliance issues and gambling issues, so you'd have to skirt those things.
Don't call it gambling. It's a temporary.
It's definitely not a flamethrower.
It's definitely not.
Right. Anyways, so
that's funny. I
Dustin,
like that idea.
Why don't you tell me what you're going to talk about today?
All right, today I want to talk about. I had an AI idea. I had a coffee idea. I had a second coffee idea. I had ideas from my wife. My wife come up with a few ideas, and
Why ideas?
Yeah. Maybe a few statements here and there. Maybe I'll try to offend you later if you really want me to.
You can try. So
what do you got?
One of my close friends' dad made Thompson's water seal, which I have 5 cans of in it was a different brand. And I just found out today that his dad sold them he invented it and sold it. I have 5 cans from Home Depot of that stuff in my shed.
That's cool.
Anyways, that was cool. We're going to talk about a way to brand yourself offensively to attract the perfect customers.
I like that.
We're going to talk about how to relocate a historic pub. Yep.
No.
Yep.
No,
that
takes the history of the. Oh, okay. Tell me.
Yeah, maybe it'll offend you. We're going to talk about how to scrape leads in real time for B2B sales. That's
great.
So, anyways, we'll get into that. And lead generation for bounce houses.
Yeah, that's great. I love it. You have way better ideas.
So
than I
take
do.
it away.
Okay, first, here's if you want to be the guy that is just. Here's what you can do in order to make millions of dollars, and it's not that hard. Just give me freaking coffee lids that work and thermostats that work. That's all I want in this lifetime. I want a thermostat that doesn't like freaking suck. When I press the button, I want it to work. And I want a coffee lid that doesn't spill on myself. That's my small diatribe for that, which led me into the real idea.
The marketing of that is very difficult. It actually works.
It actually works. It actually works. Hey, here's an idea, something that actually works. You know, it's ridiculous. No. Okay, so have you ever been to San Francisco Airport?
Yep.
In San Francisco Airport, there are lots of coffee shops. Very big airport. But there is one coffee shop.
Freaking yuppies.
Yeah, they definitely are. There's one that's better than the rest, and it is completely unmanned. Have you seen this?
I've not been there in 2 years.
Oh, so sad. You need to be flying more often.
I fly out of SMF or Reading.
Ooh, it's our Be Real time. Hold on, I'm gonna post my Be Real. I gotta do it. Do you have a Be Real?
I don't know what that means.
It's a new social media platform. It's all about real time. Like, this is you in this moment. I can't find it. Anyways, okay, here's my idea. Where's the bell?
Hey Jamie, can you bring us the bell? It's yellow.
Okay, let me tell you. Let me give you the background first. So there's this coffee machine. It's an arm, and it makes you coffee, right? And it's completely automated and all that stuff. So here we go. There should be more automated coffee machines. So it's a kiosk that you walk up to, and it's just a robot that makes you the coffee.
Yep.
And it is 100% the same every
Steams
single
the
time.
milk.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. And how you make it fun is you anthropomorphize the robot. So you make.
Can you say that again?
Anthropomorphize.
Can you say it again?
Anthropomorphize. This is awful. So you make that robot have human-like characteristics. So it's cute and endearing. Right? Everybody loves
love
like
that. That's
a robot
what
that smiles.
anthropomorphize means.
Yeah, anthropomorphic is, to make something that has human.
Anthropomorphic
Yeah,
means
something that's non-human.
like human.
This is
It's
humic.
not it's humic. It's a humic robot.
It's a humic thing. Anyways, so your cost of labor is super low, but the entry cost is super high because you need a robot to do it. However, after that is done, it's
Those can
pure
be financed.
Profit. Yeah, absolutely. And okay, I'm telling you, at San Francisco Airport, it is the best coffee in the whole airport.
This is why the rich get richer, because this is a great idea.
Great idea.
And you can borrow money for that robot if you're credit worthy. And they don't sell them to consumers. They only sell it to companies. So if you're a company with a good P&L, then you can just go, hey, we want terms on this, or we want to buy your robot but over 3 years. And then you can start that coffee like shop cash flow positive on day one. You're just like, I need rent, I need the robot, I need some paint, I need a doormat, I need some cups and coffee beans, like all that stuff cash flows as you get customers.
I think you could do it. One person could do it if you had the credit for it and you were really techie, because it would take a lot of trial and error at the beginning.
You couldn't get the lease. So the problem, the other problem is you can't get a lease in a prime space if you're just an individual.
Well, here's the beauty of it. I think you could put it in a coffee truck. Like, you could just like show up and
that'd be pretty cool.
It, or
behind like plexiglass.
Absolutely. People would be like, this is so cool. I want to come here and check it out. I think it would be really fun. I like that. Anyways, tell me your idea, sir.
Okay, I'll trade you. Well, no. So story time. So I told you about Thompson's water sealing. So that Thompson's water seal products are a really big business.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they do a couple $100 million a year of revenue. It's a solid, very niche business. Contractors everywhere are using that product for there's different SKUs and different types of it. And I found out my friend who works with us, his dad in Oregon literally invented that product with a chemist, and had an exit of 3 of their SKUs to Thompson's, which is now, nationwide and probably global. And then I asked him more questions about his dad, and his dad has had cash flow management chaos his whole life. So it's not like a big exit and like, it's not that fantasy of, and everybody, died on top. It's not that. It's like, it was all hard, even when it was good. Then there were old debts to repay or whatever, new business ideas to start. Very like the entrepreneur journey. And it turns out he also made, fly fishing flies. He made the like graphite product that makes those float He invented
gosh.
it. So that was like my friend Dan's like growing up was like watching his dad basically like
Invent little
learn
things.
chemistry, no chemistry background, just hire chemists and learn it himself, make those things. And then they would get like warehouse space in Oregon and they would just like get a ton of their product shipped cheap from China to here.
Yeah.
They would mix it on the spot, bottle it up, pay someone to put it in boxes and ship it out. So that's carried at fly shops nationwide. That's carried at Dick's
Okay, so
Sporting
he's doing great.
Goods.
That's fantastic.
But he's not.
Because it's
And
the
that's
up and down,
part of
yeah.
what I wanted to share is like, you can have exits and you can go nationwide and you can have, just like you can have cash flow problems paycheck to paycheck. Companies have that too. It depends on all your margins, all your costs. And just because something's big doesn't mean it's profitable. Anyways, wanted to share that. Your turn.
I want to share with you a couple of businesses that my wife thought of.
Okay.
Okay, business number 1. Here we go. If you're in the shower and you have an idea and you want to write down the idea, there should be pads and paper and pencils for in the shower that you can use in the shower. So
I like that.
yeah, you have an idea,
do
you
like
want to
that.
write something, you could write your husband a loving note.
Yep. Or an unloving note. You
Yeah.
forgot to do the dishes.
She's very adamant about the lawn mowing lately, so it could be about that.
Yep. I saw that on
Yeah,
TikTok.
Yeah,
Yep.
thanks, babe. So just selling a legal pad and pencil for
That are
the shower.
waterproof.
Pencil and paper.
So you know that carbon paper? Remember carbon paper where
Yeah,
you
where you
could-
like-
you imprint it and it like literally Gen Z doesn't know what that is probably.
Yeah.
Okay, Google carbon paper, click over to images. You'll see what it is.
It's cool.
It's cool. So it's how we used to do like credit card, like
Yeah.
swiping if you didn't have a card. So they just like imprint it. And so if you had a pad of carbon paper
Yeah.
inside a waterproof case
That would work. That would
and
work.
just
Instantly that would
a
work.
pen with no ink.
You could swap in and out papers. It would be
Nailed
more
it.
fun if you could just
Invented it in a moment.
I'm thinking maybe a whiteboard type thing might be better. So if
could
you
work.
you could have a carbon type
Can't get it
whiteboard where
wet.
you kind of no, like think of the outside is
Yeah.
just waterproof and on the outside and you press it in and then it shows you an indent and then you can just slide it around or something like that and then it doesn't show the imprint. You could have a whiteboard.
It's
whiteboard.
not an Etch-a-Sketch, but it's the same magnetic
basically an
material.
Etch-a-Sketch.
So like an adult
Adult Etch-a-Sketch.
You know the draw doodle thing.
No.
Mike, I have lots of kids, so we got 3 of those. I could just mount one in my
Yeah.
shower, the suction cup, and let you know how it goes.
Yeah. No, it's a good idea. Okay, second idea from my wife. Glow in the dark camping gear.
Oh,
You camp more than me likely.
That was
but I
fun.
camped growing up and it is really annoying when it's,
what about just
10
a
PM
ring
and you're
around your
setting up.
boots? Like the stripe around your boots is glow in the dark. So like while you walk or your flip flops,
Yeah, but
whatever.
nobody's going to buy a stripe that you can tape to your boots, but they will buy like a tent that has glow in the dark stakes that,
Oh, yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
I'm just thinking like all the SKUs you could do that on.
Sure.
You build it into the product,
glow in
basically.
the dark anything.
Yeah, not tape. I think that people won't do it
They won't
for
care.
tape, even though that's way more pragmatic.
Oh, so
They
much more
don't- they won't
pragmatic.
do
But
it.
if you're at Walmart or Target and you're like, oh, I need to buy a tent. And this one says glows in the
Shoes
dark.
for camping and glow in the. It's all marketing. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Yep.
nobody buys separate campers.
I
Anyways,
do think that's a good SKU add-on for good brands. They're
go
leaving that on the
wife.
table.
She's good. She's a better businesswoman than I am.
Okay, next one. What you got?
She's also a woman. What you want me to do again?
All right. Bounce House Lead Generation. The company that someone could easily start. First, look up how bad the websites are for bounce houses. I have 3 daughters' birthday parties in the next 4 weeks, and I just wanted a freaking bounce house delivered. It's a common service, but it's kind of like 1-800-Flowers, where it's like corporatized and up the top, and then it's franchised out. They just call the local vendor like, hey, we got another one, and they take a big cut of the local person's. So there's already a precedent doing it. They're just doing it so poorly. They're winning SEO. They're winning, and it's so, like the pictures aren't accurate. They're grainy pictures, literally. It's 2022, and the photos have not been reshuffled since 2002. It's 20-year-old photos, and then the pricing is ambiguous and hidden.
Oh, yeah.
So there is a huge opportunity for someone listening to literally start tonight a better looking Squarespace website that you're going to blog about like every day. You're just going to write an article on bounce houses and all the cool things. You're going to drive leads to that, and then you're going to charge local delivery services. Like, hey, I got a lead in your local.
Yeah, just sell the contracts. That's
Yep.
great. That's yeah, that would work. That would work very, very, very quickly.
You can go viral on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook by doing like little fun videos, if that's your thing. So there's like an approach there.
I don't even think you need
Kids'
to do
birthday
that.
parties. Like, I can't believe this was only $150. Like, there's
How much
these.
are they?
They're like 150 to 350 depending on size.
Let's say it's 150. How much would you have to sell the lead for? You want to sell, let's say, I don't know how many people in a city.
You can get $20 or more from each lead, and you're going to generate a lot of these.
Oh, it'd be tons. You should do it in a major city, and don't even live in the major city.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Okay. Next thing.
Goods. Dude, I thought of a. Oh, okay. Ring it again. I interrupted you. Ring it again.
Okay, this is a controversial idea. I'm not going to say it online. I'm backing out. I'm not going to do it. Go. I'm not going to do it. I can't.
You can't do it. It's kind of. You could just say we can cut it out if we don't like it.
I'm not going to do it.
All right. I've been recently getting into coding, and here's what I think would be a great idea. I want to be able to text like a script to a number, and then the number will text back the output of that.
You want to text what kind of script?
I've been learning Python, so
Okay.
I want to be able to text that out, and then I want it to come back to the output of what the text would send, and maybe that would be useful every now and again.
See what the script would.
Yeah, so you type in a command, and then you text it out, and then it comes back, and then you see, hey, that's a result. Now there have to be some.
Doesn't this exist?
fail-safes. I don't know if it exists for
How
just
does it make
text
money?
messages.
Why is it important?
It's a little bit of a tool, and it's kind of interesting. You can test and demo things when you don't have internet.
Oh, I'm sorry to burst your bubble.
You burst my bubble, but everybody.
This
has
is
internet.
exactly how writing code works. You test things, and you have a test screen right here, and you push it, and it doesn't have to go live. It just shows you what it's going to do.
Let me.
could
Here's
even do
the
it from your
circumstance.
phone.
What was I doing? I was using Jupyter notebooks, and I was on a plane, and I was like, "Dang it, I don't have internet. I can't run this script." But I do have. They allow you to send text
But you
messages. for
could
some
if
reason.
you had a local. You could if you had a localized.
Yeah, if I had a
platform
localized
for
thing.
that.
All right,
Yeah,
cut this
yeah.
out of the podcast.
No. This
Screw
is
you,
gold.
Kendall. You just
This
hurt
is
my
gold.
feelings,
He's
and
just,
I hate you.
It's okay to be wrong. Give me something I'll be wrong about. Quid pro quo.
Okay. I don't know. What are you gonna be wrong about?
All right. We're doing it. We are making a pub that is a historic pub, but it's brand new construction. How do we pull that off? We buy an old pub in a different historic location that does not any longer meet code, and you tear it down carefully, and you reuse all the planks, boards. You obviously use studs and guts, but nobody needs to know that. And then you use that as the marketing for your pub, because bars are so, like, they're a dime a dozen, so you have to have a major differentiation, and it is called Old Pub. And it literally is. You got a placard right on the front, and the whole gimmick is like, this is a 250-year-old pub.
Yeah, so you have to basically you're taking a European pub and putting it in America.
And you just have a little map right there, and you say it was here, and then you literally tell the story of how you carefully deconstructed it, put it on ships, got it over here into the San Francisco Bay, unloaded it in California, drove it here on the backs of semi-trucks, carefully reconstructed it, and there is like a little biography of this process and the original pub, full on with old pictures and all. And that's your entryway lobby. And the title is Old Pub. And if you put it on river property, it's an old pub on the water.
Okay, it would have to be massively overpriced, I think, because
Just
the amount
$2 more for beer.
but for the next 25 years, you know what I mean?
Sure.
It's going to take a long time to pay that off. Let's say
I don't think it'll be that expensive.
That'll be
Compared to
so
normal
expensive.
construction costs, no. I don't think so.
To ship everything from overseas. Let's say you're in.
That's already how the world works. We already ship things from overseas.
Yeah, but let's say you're shipping a container worth of
Yeah.
wood and all that
2
stuff.
containers. That's $4,000. So the labor's cheaper overseas.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. The shipping container is not that expensive. That's not the expensive part.
Reassembly is a little harder.
That's just a DIY guy. You know, that's.
I bet this is 50% more expensive than constructing it out of modern material. And I bet that the right credit worthy construction manager could get a loan for this. And they could have Old Pub, or an investor will back this. It doesn't even need to
be a loan. Well, yeah, it could be a loan, but you could literally it's just a veneer, right? It's just a veneer. It's just the shell.
You just definitely want to reuse the actual pieces. But what's nice about this is you probably save a lot of costs on finish work because imperfections are like the point.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah.
Old Pub.
Dive bars are cool. Something that's even cooler is a dive bar from, 1800. That is pretty cool.
Yep. My friend in London was like, hey, I'm going to the pub. And I'm like, gosh, I want a pub. We have plenty of bars, but I don't get to call any of them pubs. The ones that do call themselves pubs, then you're like, liar. You're a liar. That's not real. So I want to make it real.
Okay. I like that. All right. My idea. Virtual confessions. So have you ever been to a Catholic church?
I'm so in.
Yeah. They have confessionals, right?
Yep.
And we can.
Does this exist? This must exist. It's too good to not exist.
It's great. So it's a virtual confession. It's you are, bound. You have an NDA, so you can tell them anything, but within reason. Obviously, there's no I'm about to do something, dark or whatever. But you pay
online
$5.
Confession and absolution.
Is there? But it's probably not great SEO. You could start your own with way better.
The church. Whoa! The Catholic Church publicly said. You are not allowed to do online confessions.
Then who cares? Let's just change it. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I think it would still totally work.
I'm more Protestant than Catholic, so
should we just do it? Let's just do this one ourselves.
Wow.
I would love to hear everybody's.
There's
trash.
all these priests on videos. They're saying how to do confessions during lockdown.
Oh,
there's a whole body of work around this now, but nobody was allowed to make this business in the church. So do it outside of the church, and then people who think it's fine will be your. Yeah. Oh, wait, how do you make money from this? This seems dicey.
It's basically like
donation only.
Oh, that's great.
That's how you do it.
That would work. I think this is a very buildable platform. I think you could do it tomorrow. You could outsource the confessional side.
Yeah. So you don't have to use video if you don't want to. So you could literally do. They have to do video, right? Because they need to feel like this is honest and transparent and real.
Get it off their chest.
It's not a place for trolls, right? So. But the responses can be, I wouldn't want to automate it, but I would.
Exactly.
You can't automate it.
I think you could do virtual confessions. You could market it to the religious crowd. And then you could also do a completely secular one of, hey, we listen.
I think you should do it secular primarily because then the religious crowd could opt into it if you did it well, right? Because they would feel fine about that. And a lot of people would. And the non-religious crowd probably already... There's a crave of like, I want to get this off my chest in a safe place, but I don't need a monthly or weekly therapist cost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's expensive.
I just want to know I'm not the scum of the earth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's
right.
Great.
But I feel shame or whatever. I think it would work in the secular crowd. I really think so. That's a good business and a good public service. If you do it well, don't do it douchey, do it well.
I want a douchey option.
You could make two brands. Funny. You could make the douchey option well. That's cheaper and automated. And then you could do it well. And that's the one that's more a benefit to society.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's talk about the first time that I bought a business. And I want people, because this podcast is very much like, hey, what's possible? So I want people to basically trust themselves a little bit more. Like if you have an idea, run it by somebody with more experience than you, run it by 5 people with more experience than you, just act on it. Don't bury it because you assume, oh, that's not how the world works. Yeah. The world works how you make it work. And I think people pay attention to like, what are the rules? They look around, like they want to fall in line too much, which means like the people who are bolder than that are just running away with all the wealth. Yeah. So if you want to just create like a good value stream for yourself, buying a business is a great way to do it. There are lots of ways to do it your first time, and you don't have to have a company buy a company. You can just buy a company. Right now, there are, and if you want to look up like a thought leader on this, or just someone really popular, Cody Sanchez, I would look up Cody Sanchez, and she's all the time like encouraging people, and she has lots of content out there you can push. But you can just come up with a down payment or not. Both are doable, and go get a boomer to owner finance you their business. You need to be capable of running it. You need to be trusted, which is more relational exercise, like build trust with somebody. But they are retiring right now and their kids don't want to take their companies. Roofing business, framing business, like the trades are huge for this right now. Pool business. There's a lot of websites you can go to and shop for what's for sale. And you can literally direct message an owner and say, I would be interested in buying your business. What, if I gave this much down payment, would you own or finance this to me over 5 years?
I think this work. I had a friend recently who he delivers goods, and he was delivering, I think, I don't know, ice cream or something like that to this gas station in the middle of nowhere. And the gas station owner started talking to him, and he's like, "Well, I own this gas station, and I bought it a long time ago, and then it was just because the city needed a gas station. We're a small town, right?" And then after that, he's like, "Well, we also need a grocery store, so I built a grocery store, and then I got something like that. Anyway, so he had all the markets, and he was old in this small town, and he like asked him like, how much are you doing a year? He's like, honestly, we're doing probably about $1 million of revenue a year because people always drive through here, but nobody ever lives here. And he's like, I will almost give you this place. I will give you.
He just didn't want to be there.
He's done. He's like, I'm ready to move on.
Right.
And my friend didn't take it because his wife wanted to stay living where they were. But I'm like, oh my gosh, take it. Live there for 4 years. Just, just endure it. And then outsource the labor and you're great. You're set for life, honestly. Right. But this is happening. There are boomers that are ready to say, I'm done. And they're not even like trying to get tons of money.
No, they want a steady paycheck secured by something that they already understand and trust and know. So that is their business.
And they don't want their legacy to die.
They also, there's a ton of like important legacy. There's a sense of self wrapped up in this, right? So if you are responsible enough to convince them like, hey, I got the baby, and I'll probably make it better by introducing technology because you're old and I'm not.
Don't say that.
Don't say that. It doesn't build trust, but it kind of does if you can say it nicely.
Yeah.
So bring some modern things, a few automations, just basic customer text service, simple things. And it creates lots of value that'll let you push the price up, let's say 10, 20%. So let's say this business is profiting 20%, but you can raise prices 20%. You negotiate the payments off of that current net 20% that they're making per month. Yeah. Like, look, you're making 20% of this 100K per month. You're making 20K a month right now. I will let you keep 3/4 of that while I run it. And I'll do that for the next 5 years. You'll get 15K a month and you don't have to run it. I'm running it. Then I get 5K for stability from me. I deal with all the risk of going upside down or cash flow issues. I deal with all the risk. And if I default, you have a contract that means you can take the business back. It's just like foreclosing on a house. If I default, you get the business back. You already know the business. No risk to you, basically. Only upside. Now, after you close it, go introduce some basic technology in the first 3 months, increase customer perception, add a better website, just looks better and is more clear. And now you could double the profitability of it, and you could be keeping 25 or 30K a month.
So quickly.
From that one example, you could literally have 30K a month if you did it well in the next year just from doing this process.
Dude, I think the place I would look are those small towns that people have to drive through.
I like that strategy.
It's
because they're not listed on exchanges.
And they don't care. They don't care enough to learn how to list
all
themselves
trust.
on. Yeah, exactly. So go in there and basically, you have to court them for a while, but it might work.
I mean, you might just be able to take them out for pancakes. They may have never gotten any offers other than yours,
and say, hey, let's give this a try, a very soft try. And then after that, let's do it.
Okay, so you're in Weaverville, California, and you have a tire shop.
Yeah, it would be
Dustin.
Weaverville. Yeah, exactly.
I walk into your tire shop and I say, hey, who's the owner?
Dude.
And you're like, Jerry's actually, he's stocking tires right now. And you're like, hey, can I talk to him for a second? I want to talk business. And you're like, Jerry, can I take you out for pancakes tomorrow? I would like to talk to you. about potentially buying your business and giving you like a stable retirement with less stress. You're like, well, I don't know, size you up, but I'll talk to you.
This is it.
Okay, pancakes tomorrow at 8. You want to make it 6 a.m.? I'm a hard worker. Let's do 6 a.m.
He would definitely
right?
do. This is funny. This is exactly what my dad would do. My dad owns a welding business. He does a lot of things like this. And he's just, he's getting older.
Yep.
And he probably doesn't
If somebody
want to be working
approached
as
and
much.
said like, hey, look, I'll buy your welding business. You keep this much a month. I think I can make it profit more.
For sure.
There's enough for both of us and you won't die.
Yeah.
And then you can literally travel and see your grandkids. Like, yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, man. Let's buy some businesses these days.
Oh, I'm on it.
Last time we did it, it failed.
The last time.
Yeah, but that's okay.
That wasn't buying a business. That was buying a not business.
Yeah.
Turns out that wasn't a business. It was a scam. So I did buy a software development business from our other software development business. And we put down $50K. We made, $8K payments a month for 30 months. And then we had some like incentives if it went over a certain amount or they referred us more business, the old owners, we would pay them extra. And then we were able to close out like our arrangement with them last month. And then now we get to look for another one. Actually want to do 2 next. But that whole owner financed of a operationally intense business is a great way to grow. You just have to be careful about cash management and your risk there. So yes, it's like hard. No, it's not easy, but yes, it's very doable. And I think that's the point, is it's doable. So if you're willing to work your ass off and you're creative and you can stomach some risk, then don't start from zero. Buy somebody else's thing and get it going. And then once you get it going, replace yourself as the leader and then go do it again.
Yeah, I like that. That's great. I don't have that much more. I'll say
anything you want.
This is something I imagine it's already on the market, but I would like to see it better. I wake up in the morning. I think there should be automated curtains. Now, I know they already exist, but I want better ones. I want ones that I can say, hey, at 8 a.m., I want the curtains to open in my bedroom because I don't like getting up to open the curtains.
That exists.
But I don't really see it out there. I never use it. I've never.
Yeah. So it's hard because a lot of the good ideas out there, it exists, but that's no excuse. You're talking about better marketing and branding, better positioning, and you can sell for a premium price and it would create a higher profit margin. So the thing that exists now with that, like IKEA has these.
Yeah, you can do a little. Oh, really?
And it taps into Amazon Echo, Google Play, whatever their device is, Siri. So I already can do that control through the HomeKit on my phone.
How much does it cost?
Be a couple $100 for the curtains, and then it's free to do the
Can you put them on a calendar?
Yeah, because that's all done with your automation of your device.
Dude, I don't have an automated home. I need to get some automated home.
Yeah, so you just need to dive into that whole nerd world. But here's the business that usurps the business you just said. The techies, the Gen Zs who go install that crap for you, they bring you massively advantageous like pieces and products that are already in your home, but that are automatable and automated, and you don't want the headache of it. So what they're going to do is they're going to do an item list of like, here's the ones that are reasonable for me to install for you.
Check what you want.
You choose which ones you want. I'm going to come up all in one day, and I'm going to set up your hub and teach you how to use it. And I have a half day rate for that.
Yeah.
So you're going to pay me $400 for my half day rate. And it's going to take me about a half day to do that for you. And then you pay me $100 a year to check in on you and like troubleshoot for you. There's not a lot of troubleshooting to do, but there is some. And usually it's like, you need to update it. So that will be a phone call.
Yeah.
But that $100 a year price is the safety of just call me. But those $400 is how you cash flow it. Now, eventually you have a lot of these, and then you can train up another young person to, pay them $20 an hour to do just, ticket management. So that would be a way to do what you're doing. Cause I would be the customer of that.
Yeah.
I want an easy button. I don't want to fiddle with Siri.
Yeah.
just because it exists doesn't mean you can't take that and run with the business.
Yeah, it would totally work. It's scalable, not easily.
It's modestly scalable. It's hustleable.
Yeah, it's very
and
hustleable.
I think that's like a lot of the stuff that is valuable. It's like, look, there are many paths to a career, and it's more of like, if you here's the paradigm. If you see money moving around already, all you need to ask yourself is like, okay, this much money is moving between these two big parties. I need to investigate deeper, microscope on the value chain around those bigger transactions, right? You're talking about automation and curtains, products. This is a huge money market mover already. But in that, there are so many little nooks and crannies of people getting paid. And if you're interested in that kind of thing, just go research on all the different businesses in that value chain and specialize in one thing and become good at it and make sure you have a nice brand to it. Be active on social.
That's it. Yeah, that works. We should probably wrap it up. Do you have any last ideas?
Yeah, so we are too expensive for you. This is not a business idea, but this is a marketing method.
Yeah, that definitely works. Keep going though, but yeah.
So forget about what the hell I'm selling.
Yeah.
You open up my website because it was clickbaited or whatever, and it says, "We are too expensive for you." And then in smaller text, you keep reading, and it says something to the effect of, "Unless you're not offended by this message, in which case you're probably the right type of customer for us, and this would be a good partnership because we refuse to sacrifice quality, and it costs a lot to do something well. Read more about the things we do well."
No, I think I would do it differently. And it's just as simple as add a wait list. It's just whatever your product is. It's like, oh yeah, you want this? Absolutely.
I'm describing a service. So
no, whatever your service is.
Okay.
Oh, I want this service. Okay, great. I can get you on the calendar, but like we are booked out.
Right.
And there are cheaper guys if you want to go check
Right.
them out, but we are the best.
Right.
Can I get you on the calendar?
Yep.
And that just creates desire. Like you're
Yep.
like, I can't have this and there's nobody better. I want you.
So if you're doing a what's a common agency that you can do yourself? Like if you're a freelancer for
If you're a tattoo artist.
There you go. Okay, if you're a tattoo artist, you have two concrete ways to pay. I charge my half-day rate, period. I don't care if it's small, because I only do 2 tattoos a day, which means I do 10 tattoos a week. And here are my slots. And you can visualize that to the customer, because now there's, supply and demand. But this is the best guy. So then you go like, I was going to ask for a smaller, cheap piece, but I'm going to do like a full-on 4-hour piece because he's going to charge me for it anyways.
Yeah.
So it's a 4-hour piece now. And already you drove up the revenue you're going to make from that one customer. But then how far out are we? We're like 4.5 weeks out if you're a good at tattoo artist. And you have 2 options now. You can either take it or you can buy out someone else's slot ahead of you and I split the money with them.
Whoa. Oh, that's weird.
It's weird.
I don't like that.
Okay, if you don't like that, I can pitch it a different way.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. If you add another $200 to it, I'll accelerate you and I'll ask one of my other ones if they want a discount to take your slot 4.5 weeks. Same concept.
Sure. Yeah. I would even just fake it and then just have 3 extra slots a week that you don't use.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like I don't work Tuesdays, but if you want my Tuesday price, I can do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's just my Tuesday price and they are special as hell.
Yeah. Because I'm doing I'm growing my business, but I can,
The number one way that freelancers end up in disarray and disillusionment and don't want to work for themselves anymore is because they thought that they were charging enough to be scalable and then they would eventually hire people and they weren't charging enough. So when they start hiring people, the hidden cost or the hidden inefficiencies or the cost of marketing and sales that hasn't settled in yet is overwhelming and destructive. However, if you start with a high enough price point and you force yourself to deliver that level of quality, no matter what it takes to deliver the quality for that price point gives you the ability to hire and scale and you won't run into that exact issue. And I think it's 80% of freelancers.
It's kind of sad to say, but there is a lot of benefit to overcharging just because perceived value goes up with whatever you pay.
Yep.
And you can pay for this. It's back to the chair analogy. My friend who wants to buy the $10,000 chair that really only costs $400.
That's right.
He wants to buy it just because he feels like he's buying the $10,000 chair.
So let's list out some things. What are some other businesses that are charging too little for what they could charge, but it's because of their fear or insecurity?
I mean, if you're doing custom web design, you can always charge more for that.
Okay.
Anything artistic, right? So if you're painting... that's tough because I have friends who do that and they say that people won't pay for it. I get that. I totally get that. But charge more and then just don't take those clients.
Be specific.
I want to make custom earrings for you.
Custom earrings.
Yeah, absolutely. They're, whatever you want to charge. I don't know. Just charge more.
I think, okay, so I've got a few on top of my head. So if I'm doing a pouring service for a wedding, if I'm a photographer for your engagement photos, if I am a clown at children's, we don't do that anymore, I guess. But if I am a magician for children's birthdays, any of these like freelance, like performance based, if I'm making an original art piece, all of these things, you should seriously consider just doubling the current prices that you're charging and letting a natural attrition fall off.
I mean, honestly, you mentioned weddings. Weddings are a terrible thing in that weddings and funerals, people will pay whatever they have to pay. And
just do it really well. Charge
totally.
What it takes to make it a healthy business and do it really well.
And then work half the time, take only the clients that will pay you those high amounts. And I most of the times, the people who will pay the most are also the people who won't complain.
It's so true. The people who pay the least are going to judge every penny.
And it makes sense because those dollars are worth more to them. So obviously they're stressed about it.
Yep, they're stressed about it.
But don't deal with that. Just let them go be stressed somewhere else.
But this podcast is about helping people understand what's doable for them that is within their own autonomy. So just understand the dynamics between it's better to have a customer who can overpay you and then rise to the overpayment, like deliver the quality and then keep your reputation there.
Perfect.
Let's end there.
Guys, if you want to follow us, come and follow us anywhere you can find a podcast. You can find us. We would love to talk to you on TikTok and on
They can't talk to us on TikTok. They have to DM us on Instagram.
Talk to us on Instagram.
Subscribe on YouTube at Idea Drop Podcast. Don't email us, but we'll see you later.